All hands on deck. Netflix is buying Warner Brothers. This has been coming down the pipeline for a while. And what this means for the culture is a very, very scary thing. It's not just a meme about Netflix adaptations. We've seen it, right? The manga, anime, Netflix adaptation. Everything they touch turns absolutely into a DEI monstrosity every single time. We know this, and it's been the subject of boycotts that really haven't done too much to the platform and more, because there's more to it. It's not just subscriptions that's keeping Netflix going. It's a whole political apparatus, and this is exactly what we're up against when we're fighting the culture war here. So let's talk about what this means for everything from Stranger Things going forward, and of course to all the WB properties. Hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things in the culture. My name is John Delarose, and I am a #1 best-selling science fiction and fantasy author, and I'm very, very proud that my new campaign, it's on its last day right now, has reached a $10,000 goal right here. This is Valiant Frontiers. I'm making my own sci-fi property because of just what I've seen with science fiction in recent years. It's just been a complete disaster. And because of this, we are just moving along, building our own culture to combat things like Netflix. Now, we're not at the movie stage yet, but it starts with books, and this is a trilogy you can enjoy today. Now, it is ending today, so don't miss out on it. It's in the description below. Support our channel. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for everybody who's supported so far. Really appreciate you guys for doing so. If you have any questions, let me know about it, and I appreciate everybody who keeps backing. So Netflix announced an acquisition of Warner Brothers with an $82 billion price tag right here. Absolutely crazy on this level. And Netflix shares actually dropped announced this. Warner Brothers skyrocketed. Very interesting on that level. Now, what does this mean? What does Warner Brothers actually have that's a property that's a major IP? So I asked AI about this, of course. We have the DC Universe, which everybody knows, Wizarding World or Harry Potter, a big one, and Middle-earth titles produced through New Lines, which is pretty interesting on that, too. The Matrix film series. Other film franchises are A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Exorcist, we've got Mad Max, Lethal Weapon, Sherlock Holmes with the Robert Downey Jr. version, Ready Player One. They've got The Lost Boys, The Maze Runner, and the Lego Movie Universe. And then for kids, the Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera Classics, and, of course, Cartoon Network and the like. Not to mention, of course, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and all that. The Sopranos. They have quite a lot of IPs that are really not being used very well. I mean, Warner Brothers, if you think about the big takeaway of this, is Warner Brothers has so many cool IPs that they've just squandered over the last 2 decades to the point where they'd even need to get bought to begin with. And we know that David Zaslav came in with the intention of cutting a bunch of stuff over the last couple of years and just shaking things up so that they could get in a position to be bought. That was the whole purpose of what he did, to streamline everything and the like, right? And so they actually canceled other films. They reset the DC universe and all the like. But this is really bad because Netflix getting involved with this stuff means that the woke agenda is going to be pushed even further. We saw with Stranger Things that this season 5 is just more gay signaling to everything. And that's exactly what Netflix does all the time. And this is the whole point of Stranger Things, because they start as kids and then they get groomed into these lifestyles. And then you're supposed to celebrate it, right? And that's what Netflix likes to do with everything. This is what they did with Cuties, right? And we had that whole situation with them before. This is what they did with their kids programming cartoons that, it actually just got noticed that Netflix was doing this a few years back earlier this year. That was going viral earlier this year. So what's going to happen? Well, Jack Posobiec has some ideas on this this morning, and he was talking about this, and it looks a little scary from what I could tell. And his first commentary, I actually was going back and forth a little bit with him on this, was that Susan Rice is on board with Netflix. This is important. They signed a huge deal with the Obamas. This is all about Obama taking over the media, and if you don't know, Susan Rice was in the Biden administration, went back to the Netflix board, and of course they've got all these different properties that they're in on this. And what I say is this: people always say woke is dead in our circles, but the Obamas own Netflix. All conservatives are blacklisted from Hollywood publishing, and most high-budget video games are owned by BlackRock and have DEI consultants. It's a pretty big deal. Now, more than this, like I said, he kind of went, like I said, he went back and forth a little bit, because I'm like, oh, they're going to turn Batman and Superman gay. And there's a reason like this, because here's what happened with Batman and Superman in the comics, right? They actually made a gay Superman, and they've been pushing it in the comics. A lot of people don't know about this because nobody pays attention to comics in the last several years. And it's been a disaster. He's got this like they-them twink boyfriend with pink hair. It's really awful, and that's what they have going. They also have made Robin gay in the comics. So Robin, who is following Batman right now, is canonically gay in this whole deal, and also has a boyfriend that is mad at Bruce Wayne for getting him put into danger. So I said Superman gay, Batman gay, and Jack Posobiec said Batman and Robin gay. And that's an obvious Netflix strategy right here, because if those guys are gay, this has been the joke forever, right? I mean, Batman and Robin, it's kind of weird that they're rolling around and this guy's got this like young boy he's running around with in tights, right? And it's always been a joke among, immature kids and the like. We've done forever with Batman and Robin. But you add this in and you put it in a Netflix situation where they actually seriously do it and don't make it a joke, like they did with Stranger Things. They started out with gay jokes in Stranger Things, right? If you saw season 1 back in the day, that's where it went. You can do this with Batman and Robin and push it, and then you're not allowed to criticize it because that's just who they are. Just let them love who they love, right? It's sickening, and I could totally see this happening. Now, HBO already has woke Harry Potter with the Black Snape going on, right? So we've got that. That's already happening. This is where DC Universe is going to go, and it's going to keep getting creepier because of Netflix's involvement. Like I said, Netflix does this with everything. It's not just like a couple of things. It's everything. And that does come back to the Obamas. If you don't know, that comes back to the Obamas. Obviously, with Michael Obama, Barack Obama's husband, like they are gay activists. That's the whole point of what they do, right? And it's a new era of woke indoctrination coming in, right? And so this is it. Can't believe how many people are defending Netflix pedo content in their biggest show, which is Stranger Things. Shows how far we have fallen as a society. God will judge us, is what Poso also says about this. And it's been absolutely crazy. They've been pushing this into everything, even in things targeted at infants like Coco Melon. So this is what we have for a future. Now, what's interesting is somebody big's kind of fighting this that I did not expect, and I'm on her side with this one, and I'm very excited that she's doing this. I'm surprised because I figured she'd be paid by the same establishment. Yes, Pocahontas herself, Elizabeth Warren, is actually commenting on this. Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers. Now, this is something that, again, is not necessarily finalized. They just announced that they're accepting the bid. The government actually can step in at this point. The deal looks like an anti-monopoly nightmare, and I agree with this. Netflix, Warner Brothers would create one massive media giant with control of close to half the streaming market. It could force you into higher prices, fewer choices over what you and have to watch, and may put American workers at risk. Under Donald Trump, the antitrust review process has also become a cesspool of political favoritism and corruption. Well, I don't know about that, but he has, of course, tried to push with Paramount and the like, them to stop all the crap that they were doing, which is what she is upset about. Now, this is interesting on this level because Netflix pushes all that stuff. You'd expect her to like this because it'll mean the HBO properties are going to the Obama sort of ridiculous deal. But she says the Justice Department must enforce our nation's anti-monopoly laws fairly and transparently and not use Warner Brothers' deal to review and in-flight influence peddling and bribery on this level. I hope that he does do something about this because, like I said, this is an Obama takeover of the media. It's pretty ugly, and we know what comes out of this for Netflix. It means everything just gets into this DEI cycle over and over and over again, and it's not going to get better. What do you guys think about this? Are you worried about some of the content here? Are you just writing both of them off already? Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you and what your thoughts are. Hit the like and subscribe button. Check out my Valiant Frontiers, guys. This is the last day on this campaign, and I really want you to read this. It's good stuff, and it's the anti-Netflix. I appreciate you being here. We'll be back soon.